Attractiveness is often seen as something purely physical, but in reality, it goes far deeper than just appearance. True attractiveness is a mix of presence, energy, confidence, and the subtle ways a person interacts with the world around them. For women, being highly attractive isn't always about wearing the most makeup, having a certain body type, or fitting into a specific standard. Instead, it's about how others feel in their presence, how naturally they draw attention, and how effortlessly they leave a lasting impression. Sometimes, a woman might not even realize just how captivating she is, because the signs aren't always loud or obvious. They can come in quiet, unexpected ways, like strangers smiling, people remembering her name, or men becoming shy around her. Psychology plays a major role in how attraction works. It's not just about what people see, it's about how someone makes them feel. Small behavioral cues, such as eye contact, body language, or tone of voice, can make a powerful impact. Highly attractive women often give off a certain energy that makes others feel drawn in, whether emotionally, intellectually, or even subconsciously. This type of attraction isn't something that can be faked. It's often a natural combination of confidence, self-respect, and authenticity. In this list, we'll explore 11 psychological signs that suggest you may be a highly attractive woman, even if you haven't noticed it yourself. These signs are not about vanity or ego. They're about understanding how your presence influences others and how your inner and outer qualities work together to create a magnetic effect. You might find that many of these signs quietly show up in your daily life, offering a new perspective on how others see you and how you carry a beauty that goes beyond the surface. 1. You get compliments. Often when someone receives compliments frequently, it is often a subtle indicator of their attractiveness. Compliments can come in many forms, from remarks about one's physical appearance to appreciation of style, voice, or presence. People are generally drawn to what they find visually appealing or emotionally engaging, and when someone is consistently being complimented, it often reflects the positive impression they leave on others. It's not just about beauty in the traditional sense, but rather the overall vibe and energy a person gives off. Highly attractive women often carry themselves with confidence, poise, and authenticity. These qualities naturally attract attention and admiration. Compliments tend to follow those who stand out in a crowd, whether intentionally or not. When people notice something admirable about someone, they feel inclined to express it, and this becomes a pattern when the person regularly leaves a positive impact. The compliments might be verbal, but sometimes they're expressed through body language, admiration, or even subtle gestures. Attraction isn't solely physical. It's emotional and psychological too. People are often unaware of why they're drawn to someone, but they express it through kind words. Receiving compliments frequently can be a sign that your presence lights up a space, or that people find comfort and joy in your company. It's not necessarily about seeking validation. It's more about being a person others naturally gravitate toward. Compliments are one of the many ways the world reflects back the charm, grace, or beauty a person effortlessly embodies. 2. People make prolonged eye contact. Prolonged eye contact is often an unspoken sign of attraction. When people find someone appealing, their natural response is to maintain visual connection longer than usual. The eyes are powerful communicators, and extended eye contact can signal curiosity, admiration, or a subconscious attempt to form a deeper connection. This type of gaze goes beyond polite or accidental looks. It carries a certain intensity that suggests interest and appreciation. Highly attractive women often notice that people look at them not just in passing, but with a kind of lingering attention. This doesn't always come from a place of flirtation. It can also stem from genuine intrigue or fascination. When someone is captivated by another person's presence, Their eyes tend to lock in a way that feels intentional. It's not about staring, but rather a natural and sustained moment of connection that feels different from ordinary interactions. Prolonged eye contact can also indicate a sense of respect or admiration. It's a non-verbal way of acknowledging someone's aura or beauty without needing to say a word. Sometimes, the person making eye contact may not even realize they're doing it. It's simply a reaction to the attraction they feel. For the woman receiving that gaze, it can feel noticeable, even without any words exchanged. This kind of eye contact is subtle, yet powerful. It doesn't need an explanation, and it often leaves a lasting impression. It's one of the quiet ways people express that someone's presence has caught their full attention. 3. Strangers smile at you regularly. When strangers smile at you regularly, it's often a reflection of the warmth, beauty, or positive energy you naturally project. Smiles are spontaneous reactions that people usually can't fake for long, especially with those they don't know. If you frequently notice strangers smiling at you in passing, it may be because your presence makes them feel at ease, inspired, or simply uplifted. Attraction doesn't always manifest in dramatic ways. It often shows itself in these small, genuine gestures. Highly attractive individuals tend to leave a strong first impression, even without saying a word. A smile from a stranger could be their way of acknowledging that something about you stands out, your style, your confidence, or the way you carry yourself. It's also possible that you radiate a certain positivity or kindness that others naturally respond to. People often smile when they feel good, and attractive individuals can influence the mood of those around them without even realizing it. This repeated reaction from strangers can also hint at an approachable or magnetic quality that makes people want to connect with you, even if just through a simple smile. It's a sign that your presence resonates with others, whether they're consciously aware of it or not. These smiles may come and go in moments, but they suggest that you have an impact on people just by being yourself. When something about you draws attention and inspires kindness from those you've never met, it speaks volumes about the way you are perceived. 4. You get frequent attention on social media. Frequent attention on social media is often a modern indicator of attractiveness. In today's digital world, people naturally respond to what catches their eye or resonates with them emotionally, and attractive individuals often find themselves receiving more likes, comments, shares, or follows than average. This isn't solely based on physical beauty, though that plays a role. It also includes factors like confidence, unique style, positive energy, and how authentically someone presents themselves online. When someone is highly attractive, their posts tend to stand out in a crowded feed, whether it's the way they express themselves through photos, videos, or captions. Something about their content pulls people in. This attention may come in the form of compliments, repeated engagement from the same followers, or even increased visibility through algorithms that boost popular content. People are naturally drawn to what they find visually and emotionally appealing, so consistent attention is often a response to that appeal. It also reflects how others perceive your presence, not just in real life, but through a screen. You may not be actively seeking validation, yet the engagement keeps coming. That's usually because your energy, style, or overall vibe connects with a wider audience. Social media becomes a mirror, showing how much interest you generate without trying too hard. The fact that people keep watching, responding, and returning to your profile is often an unspoken confirmation that you leave a lasting impression, even in the fast-paced, constantly scrolling world of online interaction. 5. People try to start conversations with you. When people frequently try to start conversations with you, it's often a subtle but strong indicator of your attractiveness. Whether it happens in public places, at social gatherings, or even in random everyday situations, this behavior usually means that others feel drawn to you and are eager to connect. Attractive individuals naturally pull people in, not just because of physical appearance, but due to their energy, confidence, or aura that makes them seem approachable and interesting. Starting a conversation is a social risk that people don't take unless they feel a certain level of curiosity or interest. If you find that others often initiate small talk or look for reasons to engage with you, it's likely because something about you catches their attention. This kind of behavior happens when people want to learn more, get closer, or simply enjoy being in your presence, even if for a brief moment. Your attractiveness might also come from your body language, facial expressions, or the way you carry yourself, all of which can signal openness or warmth. These traits make people feel more comfortable approaching you. They sense that a conversation with you might be pleasant, engaging, or even meaningful. Even shy individuals may find themselves unexpectedly reaching out to say something to you. This type of attention doesn't always come with romantic intent. Sometimes people are just genuinely drawn to the charisma or charm you naturally express. When conversation feels easy and people frequently want to engage with you, it reflects the kind of presence that makes others feel good simply being around you. 6. Others try to impress you. When others go out of their way to impress you, it often signals that they see you as someone special, someone whose attention and approval hold value. This kind of behavior usually doesn't happen without reason. People naturally want to put their best foot forward around those they find attractive or captivating. It's a subconscious way of saying, "Notice me," even without using those exact words. Attractive women often find that others shift their behavior slightly in their presence. This might come through in conversations where people talk about their accomplishments, show off talents, or make an effort to appear more confident, humorous, or interesting. These actions stem from a desire to stand out and be remembered. When someone senses that you have a magnetic quality, they feel motivated to rise to your level in some way, whether socially, intellectually, or even emotionally. This effort to impress doesn't always look the same. It can be subtle or obvious, but the intention is usually clear. It shows that the person sees you as someone whose opinion matters, whose presence inspires them to do more or be more. It's not necessarily about trying to win you over romantically. It can also reflect admiration or respect. Being the kind of person others want to impress means you carry an energy that leaves an impression. It shows you're not only noticed, but also valued, enough that people want to earn your attention and make a memorable impact in your eyes. 7. You notice jealousy from other women. Noticing jealousy from other women can be an indirect but telling sign of your attractiveness. This form of jealousy doesn't always come from a place of dislike. It can stem from admiration, comparison, or even unspoken insecurity. When someone possesses qualities that others desire, it's natural for those around them to feel a mix of admiration and envy, especially if those qualities seem effortless or naturally present. Attractive women often find themselves being observed more closely by other women, sometimes with subtle tension or overly critical attitudes. This behavior can appear in small ways, such as backhanded compliments, dismissive comments, or even noticeable changes in tone or body language. These reactions usually arise when someone feels threatened, insecure, or overshadowed in some way. It's not necessarily malicious. It's often just a reaction to the silent comparison people make when they feel they don't measure up. This jealousy might also be reflected in how others respond when you receive attention, compliments, or success. If someone reacts negatively or tries to downplay your achievements or appearance, it's often rooted in how they perceive your presence in a shared space. Attractiveness can sometimes stir complicated feelings in others, especially when they're struggling with their own self-image or confidence. Being on the receiving end of this kind of energy isn't always pleasant, but it's usually an unspoken sign that you are seen as someone who stands out. It means your presence is felt and that others take notice, even if they don't always respond with kindness. 8. Men get nervous around you. When men get nervous around you, it's often a quiet but powerful sign that they find you highly attractive. Nervousness in this context usually doesn't mean discomfort. It reflects heightened awareness, excitement, or even self-consciousness triggered by your presence. When someone is genuinely impressed or captivated by you, they may become more careful with their words, fidgety or overly thoughtful in how they present themselves. These small signs often reveal a deeper level of interest or admiration. Attractive women often notice that certain men seem more cautious or awkward when interacting with them. This can include stumbling over words, avoiding eye contact, or overthinking what to say. These behaviors aren't about fear. They're often about wanting to make a good impression, but being unsure how to do it. The pressure to seem cool or confident increases when someone is faced with a person they find stunning, both physically and emotionally. This nervous energy can also show up in body language. Things like adjusting their posture, fixing their clothes, or laughing more than usual are all subtle cues that someone is trying to manage their emotions around you. They might not even be fully aware of their behavior. It's a natural response to feeling drawn towards someone. If you regularly notice men acting this way around you, it's a quiet but telling reflection of how your presence affects them. It suggests that your attractiveness carries real impact, enough to shift the emotional atmosphere and make others feel a little more on edge, in the best way. 9. You rarely have to make the first move. When you rarely have to make the first move in social or romantic situations, it often reflects how naturally attractive and captivating you are to others. People tend to approach those they are drawn to, whether through conversation, gestures of interest, or direct invitations to connect. If you find that others usually initiate interactions with you, it's a sign that they feel compelled to engage, even without any prompting. Attractive women often carry an energy that draws attention and curiosity. Their presence alone can spark interest, and others feel the urge to get closer, start a dialogue, or express admiration. This can result in people consistently reaching out first, whether it's through messages, compliments, invitations, or simply finding excuses to talk. You don't need to chase connections because others are already seeking your presence. This kind of dynamic isn't always about looks alone. It's also about the way you carry yourself, the confidence you exude, and the subtle signals you give off. When someone appears self-assured and approachable, others feel safe and encouraged to make the first move. Your energy might be so engaging that people feel naturally drawn in without needing you to initiate. Experiencing this pattern regularly suggests that others perceive you as someone worth pursuing. It shows that your attractiveness speaks for itself, without the need for extra effort or strategy. The consistent attention you receive, without having to reach out first, is often a quiet confirmation of the impression you leave on the people around you. 10. You are remembered easily by others. Being remembered easily by others is often a clear indicator of your attractiveness, both in appearance and personality. When people find someone striking or memorable, it leaves a lasting impression that doesn't fade quickly. If others recall your name, your face, or small details about you after only one meeting, it usually means you stood out in a meaningful way. This impact goes beyond surface-level beauty. It's about presence, energy, and how you made them feel. Highly attractive women often carry a kind of aura that lingers in the minds of others. Whether through the way you speak, your expressions, or even your silence, something about you registers on a deeper level. People might remember the sound of your voice, the way you smiled, or the calm confidence you expressed. It doesn't require loudness or attention-seeking behavior. Sometimes the quietest moments are the most powerful. Being memorable also means you create emotional impressions. Even in brief interactions, others might find themselves thinking about you afterward, wondering who you are, or feeling a sense of admiration they can't quite explain. It's not always about trying to be noticed. It's often about being genuine and fully present. That authenticity tends to shine through and stick with people. When you realize that people remember you without needing reminders or repeated interactions, it suggests that your attractiveness goes beyond what can be seen. You become someone whose image and energy stay with people long after the moment has passed. That kind of lasting impression speaks volumes. 11. People offer you help without you asking. When people frequently offer you help without you having to ask, it's often a subtle sign of how attractive or magnetic they find you. This kind of behavior usually stems from an instinctive desire to be close to you, support you, or leave a positive impression. Attractive individuals often draw this kind of attention effortlessly, not because they appear helpless, but because their presence inspires kindness, generosity, or a desire to connect. Highly attractive women tend to experience this more often because people around them feel a mix of admiration and a subconscious urge to be useful or valued in their eyes. Whether it's offering assistance with something small or going out of the way to make things easier for you, these gestures often carry deeper intentions. It's not always about the task itself. It's about being seen and appreciated by someone they find impressive. This kind of support can also reflect the way your energy influences people. If you give off warmth, grace, or even quiet confidence, others naturally want to do something in return. They may not even fully understand why they feel compelled to help. You simply make them want to engage in a thoughtful or generous way. Receiving consistent offers of help, without seeking them, often indicates that others view you as someone worth investing effort in. It shows that your presence leaves a mark, and people feel rewarded just by doing something for you. That unspoken dynamic speaks to a deeper level of attraction and admiration that goes